One of the fundamental principles of professional mold remediation is containment. If you can't control where mold spores travel during the remediation process, you can actually make the contamination worse than it was before the work began. When mold-contaminated materials like drywall, insulation, or wood are disturbed, millions of microscopic spores become airborne. Without proper containment, air movement, HVAC systems, or even workers walking through the building can spread those spores into clean areas, creating new contamination. Containment is much more than hanging plastic sheets. It's an engineered barrier designed to isolate the work area and prevent cross-contamination while remediation is being performed. The type of containment depends on the size of the affected area and the level of contamination. The simplest is a source containment. This is used for small, localized areas where contamination is limited. Its purpose is to isolate the source while minimizing the release of spores during removal. For medium-sized projects, a local or mini containment is often used. This enclosure isolates a room or section of the building and is typically maintained under negative pressure so air flows into the containment instead of allowing contaminated air to escape. Large remediation projects require a full containment. Floor-to-ceiling polyethylene barriers completely separate the contaminated area from occupied spaces. HEPA-filtered air scrubbers create negative pressure, continuously removing airborne particles while preventing contaminated air from leaking into unaffected areas. When workers need to enter and exit the containment frequently, a decontamination chamber becomes an essential part of the system. This chamber serves as a transition zone between the contaminated work area and the clean environment. Before leaving the containment, technicians HEPA vacuum their protective equipment, clean their tools, and remove disposable coveralls when appropriate. This process greatly reduces the chance of carrying mold spores into clean areas of the building. Without a decontamination chamber, every trip in and out of the containment increases the risk of cross-contamination. Spores can easily be transferred on clothing, equipment, footwear, and tools, contaminating hallways, adjacent rooms, or even other floors of the building. Containment also protects the building occupants. During demolition, airborne spore concentrations inside the work area often increase significantly. By maintaining an effective containment under negative pressure, those elevated spore levels remain confined until they are captured by HEPA filtration. It's important to understand that containment alone is not enough. A successful remediation requires containment working together with negative pressure, HEPA filtration, proper demolition techniques, source removal, detailed cleaning, and final verification. Each component supports the others. If one fails, the entire remediation process can be compromised. Professional mold remediation isn't simply removing visible mold. It's controlling contamination from beginning to end. A properly designed containment system protects workers, occupants, and unaffected areas of the property while greatly increasing the chances of a successful remediation. That's why containment isn't optional. It's one of the most critical principles of mold remediation and one of the biggest differences between a professional remediation and simply tearing out moldy materials. Follow FL Mold Testing for more educational content on mold remediation principles, building science, and indoor environmental quality.